I've been dreaming all night, bringing me some inspiration. Never meant to love no one, but baby.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you my top tips on how to elevate any simple model test shoot. Psst, you all know what's coming. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in platform that will help you make your dream website, portfolio, or an online shop become a reality. Squarespace has hundreds of beautiful templates, so you will definitely find something that suits you and your personal style. You can build a professional portfolio website in a matter of hours, and you will be able to customize it every step of the way. So it's so you that nobody can deny it's not. As we all know, social media presence is power, and with Squarespace, you'll be able to auto-post all your content to Twitter, Facebook, or Tumblr with proper tags and descriptions. Finally, Squarespace helps you with the marketing. They help you with SEO, as well as some plugins for Instagram stories and so on, as well as share buttons, so your followers can give you some juicy shoutouts on their social media. If that sounds like something you'd like to try, make sure to go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And once you're ready to go, use my code squarespace.com/Anita to receive 10% off your first purchase.
Never meant to fall so hard.
First and foremost, I think it's very important to figure out your model's styling. I think just because you have an idea in your head, you have to figure out the right model to execute it. A lot of the time when I do model tests, I ask my models to bring whatever they have and I just work with it. But there's a few things that I always ask for. One of these things is anything satin. And the reason is satin is a beautiful fabric that reflects the light so well. And I find, especially if you're shooting indoors, if you're shooting with window light, it's going to pick up so nicely. It's going to really elevate these highlights and it's just going to look really beautiful. So I definitely recommend that you shoot with satin. As you saw here, we shot with black with this kind of turquoise color as well as the brown, and it just looked so beautiful against her skin tones. It shimmered, it elevated the whole look, and I really love it.
But baby, I saw you for a second and I'm happy that you came my way. Don't wanna waste no time without you ever brightening up my days. Never meant to fall so hard. If you let me hear you say my name, my name.
Secondly, hair and makeup is always obviously pretty important. I always go for something that is super simple and glowy. I always ask my models, if there's no makeup artist, to just do their own makeup, just do it as they would naturally, whatever makes them feel the best, because that's usually what works. Obviously, you don't want any heavy makeup, you don't want any crazy hair, so I think going for natural, glowy, just sun-kissed and very effortless look is always the best. Next on, I made sure that I had a good variety of backdrops, that I had something plain like a studio backdrop, and then I had something a bit more fancy like the photos against the bookshelf that I took later in the day. I feel like it works really well. It makes the portfolio way more diverse and interesting for the model and for yourself. You can post more photos then and they're not all going to look the same. So if you can accessorize your photo shoot in any way, if you have any interesting backdrops, or if you can add any accessories, I would highly recommend you do so. Having the right color grading for the images was obviously pretty crucial as well. I wanted to go for these beautiful golden tones in my images, and I achieved it using my presets as always. I think having a strong color tone like this made the entire story look more cohesive and just a bit more visually interesting, especially because we were using a plain backdrop in a lot of them. So I definitely recommend looking into having a specific color grading for your shoots. If you like how my images look and you like how I color grade them, make sure to check out my preset packs. I have 2 new out, light medium and medium dark. They are available on my website anitasadowska.eu, and you can get a little discount code in the description below. Make sure to check them out. And now let's get back into the video. Next, let's talk about light. It's so important for your photo shoot to have good lighting. There's nothing worse than having just a dull photo shoot, especially if you're shooting indoors and you're not using any lights. I was lucky enough to have beautiful direct sunlight that day, so I made sure to follow it around the room. I sat down my model in the patch of sun, and that looked really beautiful. And then as the sun moved around the room, I kind of moved with it. Later in the day, when the sun kind of disappeared, I made sure that my exposure was relatively bright. The skin still wasn't overexposed, but I just made sure to move around where the light is directly in her face, and it just gives that bounce and it makes the image look so much nicer.
I will take back everything I want to change for you. Yeah. Yes, I want you, I need you, don't leave me tonight. Will you make your decision?
Finally, you want to concentrate on really strong, beautiful poses. I find it's so important to have the right mood for your photo shoot, so depending how your model is, if she's a bit more feminine and sexy or a bit more strong and masculine, you can just direct her in a way that works for that particular shoot. My model Alex had really beautiful curves that I definitely wanted to accentuate, and this is where our styling also came together with the posing. We made sure that we had really nice strong poses, loads of hip, loads of curves and loads of S lines, and it worked so well for this one.
Tell me, 'cause I'll do whatever it takes. That it takes. You feel your heartbeat next to mine was all I wanted.
Okay guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to check out Alex. She's going to be linked in the description below. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.